Welcome to another episode of the Banner Report Podcast, starring Cody Adams and Steve Crowley. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Banner Report Podcast. I'm Cody, that's Jacob, and that's Steve Crowley down below. How you guys doing?
Well, Jake, you go first, dude.
I'm a very the wheels are spinning with the NBA talk. I needed something to really reinvigorize me, just make me just really into the season. And I feel like this has really just made me just think about basketball for the last 3 days.
Absolutely.
It made the Pats loss much easier to swallow.
That's what I was gonna say. It's been a minute since our last episode where we did the all Celtics 2010s draft. That was earlier in September. It's now October 3rd. And yeah, so far the Patriots 1-3, not looking great. Really a bad time by your boy to become a season ticket holder. So yeah, I guess we don't have much to look forward to here, which is an interesting topic of conversation, the Boston sports markets and how the Celtics are really particularly poised to take the mantle as the best show in town for the foreseeable future, if they haven't been already for the past couple of years.
Credit to the Bees. I don't know much about them, but I know that they're actually similar to the Celtics right now in terms. They're the best team they're the best team in the league in this regular season last year, and then blew it in the playoffs. So they might be with us. But
yeah, and I know. So it's like it didn't. They got knocked out in the first round by a team that went to the finals, Stanley Cup Finals. But and some key people retired, like Patrice Bergeron. Some key pieces left the team. So I don't know if they're going to be as poised to come back. And hockey's always who knows? I don't think anybody saw the Bruins breaking the wins record last year, preseason. But hockey's so particular that anybody can. It's like that's truly any given Sunday. Any team can get incredibly hot and go on a rip cup run. But yeah, the Celtics, they are poised. Tatum is poised to be the centerpiece athlete in the city for a long time. Hopefully, when we re-sign him. So yeah, things are looking up here. The season kicks off in 3 weeks, October 25th. I mean, we have preseason ball, which we can talk about for opening game against the 76ers there. We'll get to that. But Steve, what's up? How you doing? You're awfully quiet.
I was letting the professionals talk. Same shit, bigger pile. I mean, it's exciting to have the NBA back. I mean, it's right here. We got next weekend's preseason. Media day was yesterday and today for all the teams, and you're seeing some real funny shit going on with a lot of these teams and
real wacky shit going on.
Talk about it. I mean, who would have thought we would have had a trade this late in the off season? I mean, you're a couple days away from training camp, and Celtics are adding huge pieces after huge piece.
Yeah, we'll move right into that. I feel like the NBA, it's really doing a great, and I'm Silver, a testament to him that it feels like an all year league now. It's like the NBA has gone 0 days. It's those calendars, this factory has gone 0 days since the last accident. The NBA has gone 0 days since it's been unnecessarily dramatic. But yeah. Anyways, moving on. Drew Holiday is a Boston Celtic, folks. What do you guys got for me? Let's hear the rundown.
Pretty ecstatic because I mean, I guess if you told me in the beginning of the off season that we would have had to have give it that it would go down like this, maybe I'd be a little more tentative. But where we were before the Drew Holiday trade, we had way more question marks than I feel like we do right now. I feel like because we got Wenyen too, it kind of filled in a little bit more. But I was really worried about the guard situation, honestly.
Yeah,
we had Tatum's 6'9", so he's a serviceable power forward. Kristaps is 7'3", and now we have Wenyen and Al, and I feel like we'll get someone else, but I feel like Drew is just he'll just be such a workhorse for us. We need someone to get us through the season, and he did that so hard for the Bucks last year. Honestly, I don't know. He basically seemed like the ceiling of Marcus Smart for a bit, honestly, an all-star level of Marcus Smart. He's a 20-point. He scores 19. He's just 7 points per game more. Just very similar defense. Kind of just, I don't know.
I got the stat sheet here for you. He was an all-star last year. He averaged, I have it, my numbers are messy, so 19 points per game, 1 steal, 5 boards, 7 assists a game on 48% from the field and 38% from three. He was all NBA defensive team guard last year. So he is better than Marcus Smart, as much as that hurts me to say. Um, but I think in terms of fit for this team, he's just going to fit slot right in there and be so much better for this team overall than just having Marcus and Derek. But now you're going to have Drew and Derek, and I think who do you think's going to run point? By the way,
I think it's Drew.
you think so?
7 assists a game last year. He's already proven he can be your primary ball handler. I think that Milwaukee kind of used him wrong. A lot of times with Middleton being hurt, he was your primary ball handler, and he had to be your almost your number one scoring option because Giannis can't really get a bucket on his own. He really needs to be set up or has to get something going downhill. So I mean, he's trying to score a lot off the dribble, and that's not really his game. On this team, he's going to be your third option. A lot of nights your fourth option offensively. So he's going to be more of a setup guy, cut through guy, slasher. He's still pretty athletic. Last player to average over 7 assists a game for a season for the Celtics was Rondo.
Yeah.
He's only got it done in the last 30 years. And then
Interesting.
Rondo did it for 7 straight seasons, though, which is just because Rondo's a different animal when it comes to that. But we haven't had a real setup guy like Drew. And I didn't realize how good he was at passing. I didn't realize he was 7 assists a game.
Now
And
he was playing with like the best player in modern basketball history besides Jokic.
I think he has
yeah,
easier
but
assists
still,
now, though. Honestly, he had no shooters before, or like weird. Like now he has Tatum. Like in KP. I think KP is gonna eat in the corner. Just feed it to him. Just sit him in the corner. He's 7'3". No one will block that man.
Brown's gonna
Yeah.
have a lot of he's gonna slip a lot of screens for some easy dunks because that lane's gonna be wide open when you spread it out with Porzingis in one corner, Tatum in the other corner.
Dude,
There's gonna be a lot of slips to the rim for some easy dunks to the Celtics.
I will
talk about.
say, go ahead, Jacob.
I was just saying, speaking on slipping screens, like on the defense side, like that's Drew and D White are like so disruptive and disgusting that way. Like we'll be so like it'll be a mess on the perimeter for every team, and also they're pretty strong. Like it's almost like what we had with Smart and D White that worked so well for us, like having such kind of big guards. Like our smallest is still like 6'4", 6'5", really. Like we
Yeah,
kind of still kind of a big guard team. Like honestly, our guards they can guard bigs still. Like Drew Holiday is not as beefy as Smart, but he can still do it. And Derek White's Derek White. Like he's proven a lot as a blocker, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm just excited for that stuff. The
I
defense is
think that's the best defensive guard pairing in the league by
Mhm.
a large margin. But I mean,
Two
Marcus
all
and Ja
defensive,
Morant.
all defense guards. You
Yep.
know, no other team has two guards that made all defense last year. And Drew will fit right in because Missoula is going to want to play drop coverage with Porzingis and Horford because they're not really switching bigs. They're not guys that can get out in the perimeter and guard. And that's exactly how Drew played last year with Giannis and Brook. Like they love to play that drop coverage. So he knows how to navigate screens. White knows how to navigate screens. They're going to play right into our defense, and their length is going to really disrupt a lot of shit on the offensive end for other teams.
Yeah, that's the best starting six in the league, or starting five in the league, I think.
I don't really think it's close either.
Maybe even
No.
starting six if you want to throw
I was
Horford
about
in
to
there.
say that the six, I saw people saying that specifically, and it was like it looked like six too, honestly. Like it's us versus the Nuggets when it comes to like the best six.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's
Yeah.
probably should have been the finals last year, and it should be next year.
most likely if things go according to plan. But yeah, it did come at a price.
Yeah.
Former six man of the year Malcolm Brogdon out the door, and Robert Williams, the Time Lord, no longer with the team over in Portland.
A couple of picks too.
Yeah, picks. You have 20,
Like
a
well, I
29
knew,
pick and a 24 Warriors pick.
yeah, I knew that Warriors pick was going to come in handy because that's a good pick. It's only top four protected, and the Warriors they're going to hit a cliff this year. I don't think they're going to be what they were,
Yeah,
especially now if you look
They
at
were
like
like a
the
borderline team last year. What do you mean?
yeah. I mean, yeah, no, I think they're going to be like a bottom tier team this year. Like I think that cliff's going to hit. I
I
mean, look
think
at the
so.
West. Look at the West now.
I
Like,
think
who are
it's
they?
wide open besides the Denver Nuggets.
And the Suns.
the Suns are pretty gross.
The Suns, I don't know. We haven't seen it work yet.
I mean,
No, I know, but they're
I haven't
definitely
seen it work
like
with Chris Paul and the Warriors yet either.
I think the Lakers are going to be pretty good, honestly.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean,
Because they actually got way better.
They did like all the right moves that weren't home run
they
moves.
actually built a team this year. They didn't just say, "Oh, there's a big name, let's sign him." There's a big name, let's sign him.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty scary. They got Gabe who like tortured us last year. We know how good Gabe Vincent is
He's
when
just a
he
good reserve point guard.
and
Yeah,
honestly too, the whole Heat culture thing, if there's another system where he could like someone that knows how to utilize a guy like Gabe, it's LeBron. So I feel like if Gabe went to a random team like the Hornets, he'd be like probably like garbage again.
Yeah.
But you just like he needs to have a good system, I think. But yeah.
Robert Williams, what's the story on him? You guys sad to see him go?
oh yeah. Time Lord's always going to be a fan favorite. I mean, he was a freak athlete. His highlight reel is unbelievable. He could never really stay healthy, but when he was on the court, he was a real difference maker. And you were kind of hoping that this was going to be the first year that he ever had a full off season where he wasn't injured or something stupid wasn't going on with like COVID or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I was excited to see what his improvement was going to be this year. But that's if you want something, you got to give up something. And Brogdon. We heard reports he wasn't happy. Then we heard reports that he didn't say anything. So how do we know he's not happy? But he wasn't going to fit back onto this team.
I mean, he was traded for like a whole day.
Yeah, for at least a few hours.
Really
He was
weird.
traded until we woke up the next morning, anyways.
Being an athlete nowadays is so weird. You just
Yeah,
get traded like that and stuff doesn't go through, but everyone knows because media is like media now and everyone needs to leak everything. So you just know too much too fast.
Yeah.
Like technically Drew is not even like practicing today because it didn't go through yet. But obviously it's a thing. But yeah.
yeah.
It's fun how
Oh,
quickly
paper.
we know like as they decide basically, not actually as this is official.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
paperwork at this point.
But with the Rob thing, it's funny because I'm way more sad for Rob to go just because of just the lore and all that, and just because of I don't know, he's like he was the funniest person. He's the most memeable since he literally from his draft day was a meme for the Celtics culture, and we were always just so positive about him, and everything he did was so fun when he was on the court, and like I feel like his injuries screwed us, but it was never like world ending because he was still really young. So I never was really that negative about him either. I just really loved when he was out there. But it's funny how much more upset I am about him leaving than Brogdon, who like won sixth man and was way more productive for us last year. But just because of the way he left in the low, like technically losing Brogdon's a bigger piece because Rob only played 30 games last year. Like I mean, his health is weird too. The thing is that Brogdon was weirdly out the door, but Rob's like not really a short thing ever. So it's like it sucks to see him go and more of an emotional thing but it's so practical, honestly. The trade.
Yeah, I mean, Rob's a homegrown guy. We drafted him, and he's been here for a lot longer than Brogdon has been. He's always one of those guys you talk about the potential. Like he was supposed to be like a top 5 draft pick the year in his draft. I don't even remember which draft it was. Was that the Doncic draft?
Yeah, I stayed next year.
He was like an awesome. Remember his March Madness? He like had a run of like awesome windmill dunks. I remember being hype about drafting him.
Texas A&M guy, right? I think.
Yeah, I say that now.
But off the court issues plagued him, and unfortunately, off the court, he was always off the court for the Celtics, and that's the story of his tenure here as a Boston Celtic. When you got him, he was super impactful, and he changed the makeup of your team and your team's defensive makeup. But he played, what do you say, 30 games last year?
35, yeah.
And how many of those games did he play where he looked like he was 100%?
Not probably like
None.
half. Yeah, I don't even know. Probably not even. Yeah, honestly, it was
He would
tough.
always go ahead.
He's just one of those players you're always scared to almost watch because you're like you don't want him to get injured. Like I never knew when he was 100%.
He's going up for like a contact layup, and he just like comes down and he like gimps, and you're like, well, that's it, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at it, another way that I've heard people talk about it is that you traded 4 rotation players for 2. So you gave up you gave up Bolton Williams, you gave up Brogdon, and you gave up Smart. And you turn that into Drew Holiday, which is the equivalent of Brogdon and Smart combined, basically. He's going to give you scoring, and he's going to give you defense, and he's going to move the ball. And you got Porzingis, which is Grant and Rob, a big who can jump and block shots and can shoot.
That does a little bit of a disservice to Porzingis, I think, because he's. I mean, yes, he's a big who could shoot and block shots, but Robert Williams couldn't really score, and Grant Williams didn't play basketball last year.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
and
Grant thing was
it's
weird.
like, if you look at it that way, it's like a net positive almost of like, Porzingis. I just mean that he can fill those roles of those two guys, where like Grant would spread the floor for you, but Rob would spread the floor vertically for you. But Porzingis can do both those things as one player, so you don't
Yeah,
have to have both them on the floor to do it.
if we
I
use
mean,
Grant, like if we use Grant well, yeah, like ideally, yeah, exactly. Like that's what Grant, like it was just the Grant situation was weird last year. Like he wasn't really playing,
no,
but
and we built it around Missoula's wishes. I mean, we built it around Tatum and Brown, but we built it what according to what Missoula wanted, and it was a culture change, and he got it.
Lots of offense, and your top six can all shoot.
yeah,
Like that floor is going to be spread wide open for driving lanes for Tatum and Brown to do whatever they want, and
Yeah,
Drew and White too.
there's
yeah,
almost
like
no reason this offense should ever go stagnant. Somebody should always be filling it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
wasn't it like we have the top like I think I sent some sort of thing that was like the four centers in the league, the four players in the league that have over a block and a half and over 40% three, and two of them were KP and Al.
Yeah, there's like two threes a game and
Yeah, something like that. And
blocks a game or block and a half a game or something like that.
yeah, and like it's the thing about the thing with the KP stats too is like he was in such an inefficient team last year, so his efficiency numbers are pretty damn cool because his team had no like they were so the Wizards were weird as hell last year, and who knows if they really tried on defense. So the fact that he even has good numbers, I almost figured when like this last year was gonna be throwaway for him, but he actually almost was like, if the Wizards are good, they might have he might have been an all-star with those numbers.
He was an all-star last year.
Oh, was he? Was he a replacement?
Oh no, he wasn't. I'm sorry, he wasn't.
No, but he was. I mean, those are numbers for it if your team's good. Like
Yeah,
if you're
if you look
22
at
and 9.
look at his efficiency numbers, and there's only two guys on the Wizards you even have to cover. It's him and Beal. So it's like
Yeah, exactly.
when they're gonna load up on you every night, that's pretty good.
He's
Yeah, it's like
23, 8, and 3 on 50% from the field and 39% from three. Pretty
Three
goddamn
assists
good.
isn't bad too either.
and like
Um,
the fact like I just can't get over the fact that next year when everyone's healthy, it's either going to be our third option is going to either be Drew or Kristaps, whoever's doing best that night, and then the fourth is the one that's worse, and then I guess we have Derek White and Al too. It's just like what compared to what we were used. I feel like we had so much less offense, and Drew is such an infusion for the defense too. We needed. I feel like the guard. I mean, Derek White is good, but I feel like other than just the KP like staying healthy, there's not much of a hole.
yeah, and people talk about KP's health too. He played 65 games last year, and he was a healthy scratch for the last six because the Wizards were tanking.
Yeah,
So in reality, he was healthy for 71 out of 82 games in a league where you sit guys on most nights.
But he's already having issues
Yeah,
before.
yeah, he still played. He still would have played 71 games last year.
No, I know, but what about the foot issue that's plaguing him now?
I mean, I'm not even too worried about that. Brook Lopez was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis like 6 years ago. He's still in the league being productive. Joel Embiid was diagnosed with it last year and won an MVP.
yeah.
Fair
He
enough.
didn't play because of it, which is good. Like he didn't play. He was safe about it.
SGA has plantar fasciitis. He was diagnosed with that last year. I know he's a guard and it's a little different, but that guy plays off of his jumping off out of the gym and starting and stopping harder than anybody I've ever seen. So, I mean, it's plantar fasciitis is just more of a mental like how much pain, how uncomfortable are you kind of thing. Where if you can, it's like tendonitis for your foot. Like if you can just deal with it and you can mitigate it and not play back to backs and hey, we're up by 20. Let's not play Porzingis 42 minutes tonight. Let's play him 32. Like which on this team with how much scoring we have, I don't really think that anybody should be playing more than 33, 34 minutes a game out of the starters.
We thought that last year too, but we couldn't close out easy
Well,
games.
yeah, that was tough. But this team also, like I said, we traded. We got Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis now, so it's like
It
hey,
almost feels like you can't talk about last season because it's just a whole different team.
it's so different. Like the whole identity of this team has changed. 2 years ago, it was an all defensive team with Udoka, and you were you're focused with Grant Williams playing a lot, Rob Williams playing a lot, Smart playing a lot, focused all in on defense. And now all of a sudden, 2 years later, it's like, all right, those guys are gone.
Uh,
You're good to go.
I think I heard this on Bill Simmons. There's only two players left on the Celtics from the bubble team.
Brown and Tatum.
Yeah.
Really?
Two main men.
Al wasn't on the team.
Yeah, that was when Al was taking a vacation in Oklahoma, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
Oklahoma City for extending his career for us.
seriously.
He got like rehab. He basically got rehab for all of his whole body for all probably.
You got a healthy DNPs on a team that was just bad. And it's like, this guy can't help you. Okay.
The Thunder are so promising, so kudos to them.
Yeah, they were like a sneaky person or a team to come in and grab Drew, and who knows what their team would look like if they had Drew and SGA together. That'd be a formidable matchup, especially with Chet healthy.
If you could keep them all, yeah.
And Shay and Drew would have been just gross together. That would have been too much. But the Heat were up there too, and it's funny. The Heat just really struck out. They're looking worse than they were before, just because I don't know. I feel like a lot of their players got older, and they're pretty old, and they didn't get anyone. Right? They didn't get one person really.
They drafted Jaquez,
They got Thomas Bryant, I think.
Thomas Bryant, and
Where they ran.
Tyler Herro's back.
Yeah. And they lost Vincent and they lost
Strus.
Oh my God, yeah, that's probably worse than the additions. I mean, I guess Hero, but
They did have a tough offseason. I just want to, before we move on, what do you think about all those Tatum playing point type rumors? More point Tatum.
well, I
What do
mean,
you think about that?
I think it went out the window when you got Drew, who's averaging 7 assists a game, and you got D White starting. But if one of those guys is out and you want to start Tatum with the ball more, I mean, I don't mind that. I mean, people said, all right, well, if he's starting with the ball, that means that he's not scoring the ball. But I mean, look at this league. The best players in this league start with the ball. Denver goes through Jokic. LA goes through LeBron. Milwaukee tries to go through Giannis.
It would work if he could shoot free throws.
Yeah, but it's like you can get the ball, you can run through a screen, you can get a mismatch on the opposite block. There's all kinds of different ways you can do it. And Missoula with a full off season to figure out what to do with Tatum off ball, it's gonna be great.
Speaking of one final, or actually two moves, Wenyen Gabriel, the Celtics bring in the 4-year veteran, 7 foot tall center to compete for the backup center role, which is going to flesh out some of that depth that we lost with Grant and Rob leaving. We also signed Blake Griffin back, which is nice. Vibe signing. Although
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
he is a good energy guy too.
He was at
I thought
everyone's
they were
weddings
taking
this
charges.
summer, so
Huh?
I was just gonna say he was at everyone's weddings this summer. So in 1 year, he's already that much of boys with that. Like to me, I was like, I hope he comes back because he's clearly a vibes guy. He was at everyone's wedding, basically, I think.
Yeah.
I saw him in everyone's every like off-season Celtics picture. Blake was there, and he wasn't even guaranteed to be back, it seems.
No.
No,
So-
I'd love to see him taking some guys under his wing. Maybe put Wenyen Gabriel under his wing. They play a similar style. Wenyen just a little bit bigger. It's kind of a bit slashier. Clean up rebounds. That kind of thing. And I'm actually excited for Wenyen Gabriel. I think that he's a high energy guy. He runs the floor hard, and I like that. And that's something that the Celtics have really been missing out on.
Yeah, he had an impressive Olympics for the Sudanese national team. Interesting fact: he went to high school in Massachusetts at Wilbraham and Monson Academy. So
That is cool.
there's connection there, which is
Oh,
cool.
I know where that is too. Right off the pike. Way
It's in
out there.
Wilbraham, Mass.
You know what's famous from Wilbraham, Mass, right? It's Friendlies.
Oh, shout out, former employee at Friendlies.
Former Friendlies, same
Friendlies,
Friendlies
Oh yeah, Steve.
for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, shout out to the Blizzards, or is that DQ? That's DQ. Damn it.
Shout out
The
to
Monster Mash Sunday.
And the
Yeah,
melts, the super melts were nice.
Oh, what I would do for one of those barbecue chicken melts.
I ate one of those every single shift. That was so
They had
bad.
me cooking the food at the end of my tenure there. So I just cooked myself whatever I wanted.
Oh, boy, you had some monster mashes on that freaking grill, I'm sure. Shout out to Wendy Gabriel too, Paige's favorite player, just based off the name.
Cool name. The
Good for her.
Wendigo. Immediate nickname, the Wendigo.
The
You got to
Wendigo,
get her a
oh, that's
jersey.
just I gotta get her one of those jerseys, that's for sure.
No, I was already, I mean, I was sending like highlight tapes immediately. He's right up my alley. I just like those bench energy guys. There's always such a good fun. Like, and he just seems like a nice, he just is going to come off the bench and just be defensive menace, it seems, just kind of
It's a
running
good
around.
fit.
He's like
We
a
need the hustle.
And
setting some,
Steve's loving it because he's gonna compete with your favorite Celtic, Luke Cornett, the Murder Cornet.
Oh my god, get him the fuck out of here. He sets minutes on fire. He murders the fucking box score. Everything's a negative.
What does your Celtics 9-man rotation look like?
Top nine. I mean, we have the first six fleshed out already.
Hmm.
So we need
So
three bench
you're starting Drew, White, Brown, Tatum,
Brown, Tatum,
KP,
KP,
and
Al
Horford.
coming off the bench, and then you're probably looking at Pritchard, Hauser, and then it's either going to be Brissett or Gabriel for the last spot, depending on matchup.
What about the oh my god, I can't remember his name. Good Celtics podcast.
I
Can't
like
remember
Walsh.
the guy's name.
R. Stevens.
I like
Yeah,
Walsh.
Walsh, I don't know if they'll get minutes this year because you got Stevens and you got Brissett already. They've already established themselves. I want to see
Walsh,
Walsh get
Stevens,
minutes.
Brissett, Hauser. What about Hauser? Hauser just lost
Yeah,
his
no,
he
I
got
said
good
Hauser.
minutes last year. Oh,
Hauser will be really good off the bench, honestly. I think he'll be like even better this year. Just like hopefully just like a Joe Harris.
Yeah, I mean, if we're worried about our 9-man rotation, we're in pretty good shape. The only thing you really got to worry about is your seventh man.
Yeah.
Seventh man's gonna rotate based on matchups. Like when you face in Philly in the playoffs, assuming that they make it,
yeah, if
and
they
you got
make it.
a couple big bodies that Embiid, then maybe it's going to be Wenyan or another big. And then if you move on to a smaller team, like say you're playing against the Heat, then maybe you're going to have Hauser out there or maybe a different guard. I think it's all matchup dependent once you get to the playoffs for your top seven. But I'd like to see Jordan Walsh get some burn this year. Hopefully, we can have enough blowouts that we can get some of these guys some end of bench guys some minutes.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at. I mean, I feel like the general sentiment was like, oh crap, PP. But I honestly think this is better for him because I feel like Drew is such a like. I feel like now he's just a backup guard behind a very solid two, and I feel like it'll be more comfortable for him to just be like. I feel like it would have been almost too much of a responsibility if we didn't get Drew. But yeah, I think as like our backup, he's like our main backup guard. So I feel like he still has a pretty big role. So I feel like he's actually going to have a pretty good year to prove himself, unless we do a move. We could, but
That's part of the smart maneuvering of the Drew trade. We do have flexibility to move some more picks if we need to.
We got picks. We got the 6.5 million traded player exception too from the Grant Williams trade.
Hmm.
You can use that for another backup big.
we've hardly even talked about it. But like the whole like we almost had a reason to have a podcast with the Dame trade. Like
Yeah.
there's been like the arms race has been crazy. Like it's just been so fun the last couple of days. Well, not the last week. Like having the Dame trade and us all be like, holy crap. That is just absolutely mind blowing for the Eastern Conference. And then for Drew to swap teams and he's kind of scornful probably is just setting up so much. I don't know. Like I cannot wait for I like the Bucks. That's just gonna be the funnest. I cannot wait to face the Bucks. Like so bad.
It's going to be interesting.
When's the first Bucks Celtics game?
We don't,
Uh,
we don't open with them, right?
no, we open with the Knicks and then we move to the Heat. I don't think we play them. We don't play them until November 22nd. So 2 months into the season. No, a month into the season.
Ooh, that's exciting. That's
We have
good. I kind of like that we don't see them until that late. You can kind of work out the kinks and figure out what you want to do every night because like we opened with. I mean, you picked up Drew Holiday like 3-4 days before training camp starts. It's like, all right, now we just got to fit in a whole new piece and Porzingis on top of that.
That is It is true. I'm hungry for the game, but at the same time, the Bucks are probably the other best team in the East. So it is nicer to not face them because they're a hard team. It'd be nice to actually start.
And so we've been dancing around it. We've been lightly talking about it. Drew Holiday would not be a Boston Celtic if it weren't for this first domino to fall. Damian Lillard gets traded to the Buccaneers in a 3-team trade with the Suns and the Blazers. Obviously, the Bucks received Dame. The Suns received Grayson Allen, Keon Johnson, and Nasir Little, and Jusuf Nurkic. The Blazers received DeAndre Ayton, Tumani Kamara, Drew Holiday, the Bucks 29 first round pick, and 2 first round swaps for the Bucks in 2028 and 2030. Huge shakeup, just league wide, huge shakeup. I mean, Ayton going to the Blazers, the Suns fleshing out their bench, and obviously the marquee Giannis and Dame Lillard. Is that the 2 best duo in the league?
I think it might be.
Yeah, I feel like it had. I mean, Dame scored like 32 per game last year. So, and Giannis is Giannis.
They fit together so nicely too. I mean, you got Giannis setting screens for Dame. It's like, all right, you blitz Dame and he gets the ball through. You got Giannis going downhill on a 4-on-3.
Do we have Dame now? Dame gets to close for Giannis like in clutch time.
Yeah, he's not relying on Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday to be your primary ball handlers in crunch time to try and get you buckets. Because that Bucks team goes stagnant on closing time, just like we did last year.
Yeah, and you know who's going to get the ball at the last shot. You know when you need it. It's not going to be Giannis. It's going to be, Dame time.
That being said, I love our matchups versus the Bucks. To be honest.
Yeah, of course. It didn't solve their problems outside of.
Do you remember last Drew and Dame faced each other?
Yeah,
in the
Drew.
playoffs?
Yeah, that was 6 years ago. I mean, it's like I take stock in it, but at the same time, that's not the same Dame now as it was back then.
But I think it's I mean, Dame's older now. In a worse way
He
too.
had 70 points in a game last year. I'm not. He's older, but he's still Dame at the end of the day.
I know, but I who said I feel like Drew's not. I feel like Drew's only gotten better too.
They both have gotten better. I mean, and I do like the matchup. I think it's a good matchup. I mean, everybody talks about, all right, well, then who on the Celtics is going to cover Giannis? Because now you don't have Grant, you don't have Rob. But then it's like, if you look at the matchups, it's like, all right, so then the Bucks have, Pat Connaughton and Chris Middleton trying to cover Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Like, okay. Like
that was their issue last year. They don't have wings that could keep up with the Celtics.
They have none. I mean, anybody going to put Jay Crowder out there, start him? Like,
yeah,
all right,
no, he's too slow.
Bobby
Portis.
Yeah, big slow Bobby Portis. Like,
I mean, he's good. He's not going to cover Tatum or Jaylen Brown for that matter.
He's good, but he's not Bam Adebayo switch 1 through 5 good.
I mean, the Vegas thinks that this trade was huge. I mean, they immediately moved to first place to win the finals. Now the Celtics are tied at plus 400 with them. So, Vegas seems to think that it's coming in the East, one way or the other.
I think that whoever comes out of the East facing up against the Nuggets, I think that's going to be a crazy finals.
Nuggets are plus 500.
Or the Suns coming out of the West, and it's going to be the Bucks or the Celtics coming out of the East.
I was about to say, don't give the. I was like, wow, the Nuggets aren't first. We're gonna give them bulletin board material, but Mike Malone might care, but Jokic is not. He's not gonna read the bulletin board. So
he arrived in America today.
Did you see how upset he was to be walking back into the?
He's like, it's almost like summer's vacation ended.
Seriously, it's like a kid going back to school.
It's like that Tuesday coming back after a long weekend, and you're walking back into the office, like, oh, this shit
That
again.
fresh T-shirt he bought at Kohl's.
He probably picked it up at the airport when he landed.
Kohl's
There's no way they sell shirts in this size at the airport.
That's true.
Yeah, he probably gets
so shirt size in fucking Kohl's either. That dude got to shop at DXL XL.
Absolutely. Yeah, that just goes to show that Jokic is not long for this league. I don't think. I think he's a man about his business. 2 more rings and he's probably hitting back to the homeland.
I think like Austin Rivers said, 4 or 5 more years, and I think it doesn't matter whether he wins another ring or not. 4 or 5 years, all right, I got my money, I got my ring. Yeah. Like I bought a couple more horses.
He wants to be able to walk to his stable instead, unlike Dirk, who is hobbling. Like I feel like it's a boss decision to retire on top. But if you're a Giant, I really do understand it because they'd get so beat up by the end of their career. Like
it does kind of stink though. Like when is the you might be robbed of the best player to like play basketball this century. So yeah.
Yeah, I know it would suck because
Although
he is
you don't never want to see go out like how Shaq went out. That was sad.
I was at
exactly.
the fucking Shaq's last game, and you just saw him running up the sideline, and all of a sudden he was lying on the ground. I was like, oh no, nobody even are close to him. He fell down at half court.
Mhm.
But that was Shaq. Shaq was just so freaky, like competitive, and never wanted it to end. That's how he wanted to go out. But Jokic, I don't think he has that. He just happens to be really good at basketball. That's just his 9 to 5. He's like, oh,
He's
okay, this isn't fun
the
anymore.
durable dude ever too, though.
He's like,
Like
oh,
I
this
don't
is
even,
fun. I'm just
does he
gonna
get
go home
injured?
with sources.
I don't think he. I don't. Can't remember. I mean, he looks like he went through a battle every single game because he gets all scratched up on his alabaster skin. But no, I don't think he's pretty durable.
I don't remember him ever getting hurt, even in his rookie year.
His game is not dependent upon athleticism. I can tell you that.
It works out beautifully.
He's like a master. He's like the master of conserving movement. So he's not like he's like Embiid. I feel like because he flops so much, he almost gets injured more. Like because he's
Well, yeah.
Embiid's always doing crazy crap out there, like jumping or like I feel like Jokic is just jumping like 3 inches maximum, so he just has much less risk.
I mean, I don't know. Embiid is probably the best like in the post center in the league. He is a hard nosed like in that fashion of the '90s type center. I mean, he flops, right? So obviously he's not that '90s, but he does get contact a lot. So, and not that Jokic doesn't, but has a very good outside game.
Yeah.
His floater game is gross too, so he just torches from floaters, so kind of helps him out.
Uh, Speaking of Embiid, if we want to move on from the Bucks, James Harden. It does feel like there's one more shoe to drop in this NBA preseason or offseason. What the hell are the 76ers going to do?
Absolutely nothing. They're
You
gonna
think?
sit on him until I don't know, probably mid-season, then trade him.
Well, so he didn't show up to the first camp, but
Media day. Yeah, that's what
I
it
think
was.
a report came out today that he will show up tomorrow.
He has to show up and participate and like fake an injury basically. Otherwise, the way the CBA is set up and the contract is set up, he will forfeit his free agency. You have to like
Wow.
sit for a year. There's something weird like that. So like
He's show up in
basically
a fast.
he has to show up and say, "Oh, my hamstring hurts" or "My hamstring's tight, so I'm not playing." And like show up at like the practices and loaf around like he did when he was in Houston last time he did this. Like, and the problem is that like the Sixers are gonna try and do what they did with Ben Simmons, where they're gonna sit on him and then like wait it out, and then get a really good deal for him when a contender wants him. But nobody wants James Harden at this point. Like nobody.
You think so? I feel like the Clippers want him.
The Clippers are the only team that wants him. It's the only one that fits. Like, what are the Orlando Magic going to trade for him for a
Maybe.
1 year rental for him to be a headache there and then leave? Like, you're going to trade
You
away
can't
a bunch of
forget
shit.
that James Harden thrives in scenarios with his zero pressure. That's when he's actually really good.
But if he
Like
doesn't want to go there, he's just going to be a headache. You've seen that he doesn't want to be in Philly and the headache he's causing there.
I
Like,
just
why
so I
would you
just
trade assets for a guy who's going to leave after the year anyways?
he has a lot. He is a quitter. He is a team headache. He leads the league in assists. He's a scorer. He's an also like he has skills that are of value still, and he's still one of the best offensive players in the league. I could see some team out there being like, "Yeah, I know this Daryl Morey situation's all screwed up, and he's really screwing this team, but I think we're this close, and this guy could get us there."
But then, like, you gotta look at a team that's like on that verge. Like, not a team like a contender's not other than the Clippers is going to trade for him.
What if he goes to Miami?
What's Miami going to give up for him?
Lowry and picks. I don't know. Like I feel like they have picks.
Did he survive there with the weight requirement stuff?
Yeah, and
Nothing like Miami Heat to get you back into shape.
They weigh you like every day, I guess.
how do you think that him and Jimmy Butler are going to get along?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. It'd be similar to like the whole. I feel like he's only been going, like he's been going to situations where like he's not been in a peaceful situation technically. He was with Kyrie, and then he was with freaking the whole Sixers type of like toxicity that they always have when they lose.
Well,
Well,
you forget in Houston, he people in Houston love James Harden.
yeah,
I
he
know he
was
could. I feel like that'd be the only bad team he would go to was Houston.
his
Go
team.
back.
Like,
Yeah, he wanted to go back there last year.
and then
Yeah,
he left to go to the Nets, and then that was a shit show.
yeah. He's. I don't know how like a GM would really like trust the situation. Though they must like. I feel like you'd have nightmares about the Daryl Morey's a liar type
Yeah.
signs in the strip club type. He's just is showing that he'll just get, and that's like a GM that he claimed to have such a good relationship with too in the past.
Well, what
It's
if
like,
Daryl Morey did lie? Why is everybody's like against James Harden? What if Daryl Morey did lie to him?
no, I
Oh,
think he did
yeah.
probably.
I mean, I'm all about that too, but at the same time, like, are the other GMs going to be on the players' side? Or are they going to be on the GM side?
It's a fair point.
And
I don't
like,
want him, that's for sure.
how much do you
No.
want to mortgage your future for a guy who's a rental because you know he's just going to go to LA as soon as the season's over?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
Here's why.
mean, no, Dame did a pretty shit thing.
Yeah,
But
Dame,
nobody's really beating him up about it.
but Dame was with Portland for 10 years, right? Something like that. And this is the third team in the last like 4 seasons that James Harden has forced his way out of.
True, true. But I mean, where do you think you don't think he'll leave? You think he'll play for the 76ers, or do you think he's just gonna what? Like, where do you think James Harden plays basketball this year?
He's going to warm the bench of the Sixers until probably the trade deadline, and then they'll end up going to the Clippers.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most realistic. Or playing in Hong Kong.
I think he plays for the Sixers.
I don't think he plays. I think he's on the team, but I don't think he ever plays.
I don't know. I have a feeling it was the same thing with Lamar Jackson this year. It's like not that it's the similar type of player or anything like that. It's just that I had a feeling he's on the team. He's tried his hand at seeing what's out there, like see if there's greener pastures. He's tried to force the hand of the GM. It never happened, and he has a lot to lose.
Well, didn't
And
Lamar get a contract though?
yeah, he did.
Yeah,
And
that's
James
what
Harden
I
will
want.
get a contract next year, like a
Yeah,
really good
next
one.
year, but he doesn't have to play this year to get a contract next year. Lamar,
Well, the contract he might want, he would have to play.
yeah, the NFL's a little different because Lamar was going to get franchise tagged if he didn't play, and then if he sits, he's not going to get his game checks, and we know the NFL will blackball you.
As with the NFL, you almost feel bad for them. I don't know. I feel bad for James Harden. That's for damn sure.
No, I mean NBA contracts are
Yeah.
basically guaranteed. NFL contracts, none of it's guaranteed, and it's like, all right, I'm going to go get in a car crash about 45 times a week and not have any money guaranteed.
I was just say
Yeah,
the only thing I could think of, and I was right on it, was that Lamar was going to stay Baltimore Raven, and that's what happened. It seems sort of like it's hinging on that way.
well, there's
It's
no way that they're going to re-sign him after all this. There's no way Daryl Morey is going to be like, yeah, no,
no,
I'll re-sign you to the Sixers.
for sure, for sure. I don't think he'll be on their team in 2 years. I think that this year he will play basketball for the Sixers, and that's it. But who knows? We'll see. That does feel like it's one last shoe to drop. Regardless, that ain't helping him win a championship. Despite what Joel Embiid thinks, which is any team he's
Joel
on, they
Embiid
have a
is so
chance.
funny. Joel Embiid is so funny on Twitter. He said, "Who said they got better than us?" Like,
Ugh, we were better. He's never beat us.
he tweeted this offseason has been fun
Yeah.
because the
Yeah,
fucking Sixers are sitting on their hands.
I think
yeah.
he's also just saying that type of stuff, but I bet I bet behind the scenes, he's like, damn, dude, I gotta get the hell out of here. They're not like, he's,
After this,
Sixers fans in general must be shitting themselves because they're squandering Embiid's prime right now, probably, it seems like, when it comes to like actually like having a championship team around him. Like they're doing such bad moves left and right.
Well, the James Harden move was the one that killed him,
I mean,
Well,
a
Ben
couple
unfortunately.
Simmons
months
before
ago,
that.
Well, drafting Ben Simmons and then choosing Doc Rivers over Ben Simmons.
And then
we talked
extend.
about
They end up
we
with
talked about
neither.
whether he was going to be in Philly. It was a couple months ago. We talked about whether he's going to sign an extension or stay in Philly, and I was like, yeah, I think he is. And then after this offseason and how everybody else in the East did something and the Sixers didn't do anything except for piss off the guy who was feeding him the ball all year on his MVP year, it's like, yeah, no, he's gone.
The Harden
Oh,
experience is unlike. He literally won them 2 of the 3 games against us in the playoffs, and then he's just trying to leave immediately after. It's just like James Harden is just an experience, man.
well, he won them 2 out of the 3 games, but he also lost them
Lost in the last one.
4.
I mean, Embiid did too, man. Embiid did too.
Also, Paul Reed won them the first one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paul Reed was a ball
People-
boss. I love Paul Reed. You about Paul?
Yeah, Joel Embiid. Good luck in New York, whichever one you go to, Brooklyn or the Knicks. Probably the Knicks, but that'll be cool. We're gonna be still seeing a lot of them, which is gonna be annoying.
He's still gonna lose every time to us.
Well, yeah, we can only hope he's going to the Knicks because that is a loser franchise. NBA preseason, like I said, kicks off on the 8th. We open up against the Sixers. I'm excited. It's the first real taste of hoops we're having of this NBA season, besides the Summer League, which is a nice little appetizer.
It's fun to see play in the summer league and the guys that are trying to fight for that last spot.
Well, you hope to see the name like Miller, Wemby, and they play for like a quarter and then it's over. It's like then I don't care anymore. Like I don't want to watch the rest of it.
Back in like the 2018 Celtics, when like we were stinking still, and you're like looking at like, all right, we drafted this guy in the first round. This guy's coming from overseas, might have a spot on the team. It's kind of fun to watch. But when you're like an established team like we are, it's like, all right, I'm gonna watch second round pick Jordan Walsh, who's probably gonna spend most of the year in the G League play. Like, it's all
Or
right.
JD go off again.
Yeah.
Speaking of overseas hoops, the Olympics, we caught it at a weird time where it was just going on, just starting, and with our last episode, and now it's over, and the United States had a disappointing end. There was a lot of debate going on around the Olympics about could the Nuggets, the best American team, beat the best international team or something like that, and I don't know.
That was it was because of that stupid runner. He was saying, oh, it's crazy that NBA teams call themselves like world champions and stuff like that when they're not like in the Olympics or whatever. It's like, yeah, well, you could take the Nuggets and put them up against any other like international team, and they would just blow the fucking doors off of them, and it wouldn't even be close.
Yeah,
Like, there's a reason why Jokic doesn't play professionally in Serbia. There's a reason why he came to America to play because it's the best league in all of the countries.
You say they're like the new Spurs, where like they're so international too. It's like such a bad year for it, honestly. It's
Best
like
2 players are international players.
they're not even from America. So they literally came here to compete in the world championship. And
Yeah.
they
Just
well, it gets conflated. I think we're talking about that. I think it's no debate that like the worst NBA team would probably be the best Olympic team. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe the Hornets wouldn't be or whatever, but beat like France or something. But I do feel like it's tongue in the cheek talking about how America no longer has the title as the best basketball country, which is like I feel like that's sort of the overlying debate. Does America still hold the crown? It did. It used to forever, and then obviously this last year's showing was pretty dismal. And we had some stars like Anthony Edwards on the team and Triple J, but
but this is FIBA. This isn't the Olympics. And the Olympics come we
FIBA. Yeah, I'm sorry. The
was
FIBA.
The Olympics come up in the next couple of years, whenever it is. We'll send like the big dogs, and then we'll show them.
we have the Avengers going in to punish them for winning. We get the stars coming to be like, no, we're the best country. Like,
yeah, now you have like Anthony Edwards and Triple J. They're like in terms of overall caliber of star in the NBA.
I hate Triple J.
They're like C plus B level stars. Now they could be A stars in the future, but as of right now, that's who we're sending over, like our C squad. Ladies and gentlemen, you have Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Steph Curry saying they're going to come back for the Olympics. Like that is literally the Avengers. That is Endgame. That is going like we're going to come and I'm going to come. That's it.
I will watch. I will actually watch. I will watch every fucking game of that Olympics when it's not at like 4 a.m. But
yeah,
like when I can watch the games, I will actually watch it because that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
you never see a collection like that talent wise.
The only argument you can make against like the U.S. not being the best team in all the countries is if you took like the rest of the countries and let them build a team versus the U.S.
Yeah.
If it was like U.S. versus the world, then you could like make an argument for it. But as a collective, there's not one country that has better overall talent than the U.S.
Well, I think their argument is that the four best players in the league are not from the United States.
But
Yeah,
they're all spread out though too.
but they all came to play in the United States to win a title here. They
Yeah.
didn't send their own countries to do it because they came for the highest.
Yeah, but that's I think that's conflating two things. They come to the United States because that's where they make the most money.
That's
If
the highest.
Serbia had a basketball league where they pay them more than the NBA, they'd probably be playing in that country. You're seeing it with goddamn soccer.
The WNBA, you can stay in the same sport. WNBA players play overseas. That's how Brittany Griner ended up in the Russian prison. They play in Russia when they're not on the off season, and they get paid
Yeah.
more to play over there, and they don't come back.
Yeah, it's just the most cameras, the most media attention, the most money. How you become a multiple millionaire
But you
playing
can
basketball
also
is in America.
you can also say you're conflating the argument because it's because of all the money that they're all coming here, but they're all coming here, and you have to be the top of the top to play here to make the most money.
Yeah, yeah. No, listen, I'm fully on the side. I think that I guess the word not the I think it's not the best argument to say that all the foreign players come here to play. The best foreign players come here to play, and I don't think that's the best argument for why America has the best talent in basketball. The best argument is LeBron James,
No, no,
Steph
no.
Curry,
I'm
the
saying
amount.
I'm saying you should be able to call yourself a world champion if you win the NBA Finals
Oh, okay, yeah,
because all the best players from overseas come here to play
yeah.
against the highest competition because you make the most money.
Yeah, it's like a super. It's like the Super Cup, if you will, of soccer that they've been talking about for years. The best teams from all over the planet playing in one league.
Yeah, that's what it is in the NBA.
You have the best talent from all over the planet playing here.
Yeah. So,
There might have been like one or two standout players from the tournament that aren't in the NBA, honestly.
Yeah, we
Like,
signed one of them, Wenyan Gabriel.
yeah, it was
yeah.
basically just the NBA like role players on showcase, like being obviously the best, like Rondé Hollis Jefferson, like he's out of the NBA right now. He can't even make it, and he just was destroying like for his country that he
Yeah.
signed. I think he like just agreed to play at that country. Like I don't think he's from that country too. I heard something funny how he like kind of just wanted like a global tryout. So he like, kind of like changed his nationality to be because a lot of people that's the thing in soccer, like they're so wishy-washy their nationalities. Like, God, if you play France, like
You'll
what?
pay the country enough, you'll get citizenship, and then you
I
can go
mean,
play.
look at the French national soccer team. It's
That's what
all
I mean.
dudes from
Yeah,
Africa.
that's like the Avengers of the. They just have taken from the whole world. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Interestingly enough, this is the wild card topic. Name your top five players in the NBA right now.
I mean, it's Jokic, it's Giannis, it's Steph. I'd probably put him top five still. He's still a game changer
Interesting.
every day on the court. Luca
Really? Hmm.
and
And this is according. I want this in order. This is like from 1 to 5.
what did I say? I said Jokic is one.
Yep. Jokic, Giannis, Steph, Luca.
Luca.
No reigning MVP.
Hmm. I don't know if I can trust him for a whole season. That's the problem.
He played like a whole season last season. Relax.
I don't know. I mean, I'm biased, so I guess I'd probably
You played
call
more
him.
games than Jokic.
He just met the minimum. I think the minimum's 65 now. I think he played 66. Yeah, KP played enough to win MVP last year.
Maybe I should put KP as my number five. Uh, I mean, I know I'm probably just missing somebody just obvious, but I'll put Tatum at the five then.
Yeah, you didn't pick anybody from the finals team, one of the finals teams last year. And you didn't pick the MVP of the league.
I didn't pick anybody from the Heat. Yeah, I know that.
Well, I mean, it's not a collection of superstars, but I can tell you one player who backpacked the team.
Well, playoff Jimmy's different.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, and also no LeBron James, the greatest of all time, or one of the greatest of all time.
Well, I mean, we're talking about what they've done in their careers. Or you're talking about for
No,
next year
for next year, if you had I guess I should have framed it better.
because
If
for
you
next
have
year, I
to
don't think
win a
LeBron's going to
game,
play that much.
if you have to win a game, pick
If I just
one of
one
these
game,
five.
Out here averaging 30, man.
Huh?
Ron's still out here averaging 30.
I
he is. But I mean, I thought we were talking about for a whole season next year. I mean, you can average 30 playing 65 games.
Well, I guess that should matter, right? Because Kawhi Leonard could be in the discussion. He's not going to play.
Yeah, he
near
never
enough
fucking
games.
plays. I forget he's in the league half the time. He never
Yeah,
fucking.
Kawhi could be top 5, but who the fuck knows? Who the
He's like
fuck knows? I have no idea.
Jacob, if you had to win one game,
I mean, I was just gonna go the top three, that is the top three MVP candidates last 3 years. I'll just put them top. I was just gonna put Jokic, Giannis, Embiid top three, just because I feel like the top, literally, like that's been the three MVP candidates last few years. So I mean, I feel like Embiid might taper off a little, but I mean, just based on what he's done the last few years, gotta just trust it'll happen again, I guess. And then I feel like it's really hard for 4 and 5 though. To be honest, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like I feel like I do this too much, but I'm just getting scared of Steph's age. But I feel like he keeps proving he has a long time. But I think he's probably like 6th, to be honest. I don't know, 4th. Damn, I don't. That's really hard. I mean, it's like it's either Tatum, Steph, and like Luca. Like it's those three, and it's just like how to fit them in the last two.
you guys are giving Luka way too much credit, man.
I think honestly maybe Steph and then Tatum and then Luka's 6. I think I don't know. Who else would you have over Luka?
Jason Tatum for one. He plays defense.
Well, I was just ended up on Luka's 6th out of that.
So what is your 5? Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, Curry, and Tatum?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I just wanted, before I read mine off, because I actually am having a hard time with the last pick. Vegas has Jokic for this. These are MVP odds: Jokic, Doncic, Giannis, Joel Embiid, Tatum, and Kevin Durant, and then you have Steph, SGA, Devin Booker, and LeBron. Trae Young beating out Damian Lillard. I don't see that happening.
Well, was this pre or post trade?
This is as of today, October 24th. Or nope, not today. What is October 24th? That's the season. That's the day it kicks off. So it's as of today.
Well, I mean, I can see Trae having better odds than Dame because Trae's going to put up better numbers than Dame, and you're always going to get you play with Giannis, dirt on your MVP chances. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you play like Anthony Davis can put up crazy numbers, but it's like, all right, you play with LeBron. Like, we're not going to look at your numbers the same.
I'm having a real hard time. So I basically fall in line. Jokic, Giannis, Embiid. I have Tatum in 4th. Just because I think when he turns it on, there's maybe nobody better all around besides Giannis or Jokic. And my last one, I'm really waffling between two. I'm waffling between LeBron and Jimmy Butler, man.
Honestly, I forgot. I'd have KD at 6th for sure, or 5th, honestly. Not for MVP though, just because Luka's definitely higher for MVP compared to KD, in my opinion, just because of the team. It'd be pretty tough for KD to get the MVP next year, I think.
I'm taking LeBron. I just think when it comes to the total package, the guy is he's still doing his 21st year in the league. Will the precipice come this year? I don't know. Maybe. Didn't come last year. Went to the Western Conference Finals.
For a long time.
Yeah. And he can do everything, folks. He's not one-sided. Not that a lot of these players are, but yeah, that was interesting. That was just an interesting mind teaser.
Yeah, my list fucking stinks.
I mean, listen, you can't. Luka, I don't see it. He doesn't play defense at all.
I just think he just controls the game so well on offense that
Vegas is more in tune with you than me or Jacob.
Well, that's MVP. MVP odds and the best player are different.
I guess.
We know Jokic is a better player than Embiid.
Like I'd rather have KD on my team than Luka. That's for damn sure.
Well, Jokic is favored to win the MVP.
Well, yeah, but last year Jokic didn't win the MVP, and he was a better player.
He was in second place. You know.
Yeah, he's a better player, and it's
Yeah,
MVP.
yeah, yeah. I
And
feel like
all
last
these
year.
voting ones, they're all just based off of narratives. I mean, my favorite example is Marcus All winning Defensive Player of the Year and then making second team All Defense
Yeah,
in the same
but that
year.
has to be due to some positional bullshit.
Oh, he's a center.
Yeah, true.
And you're the best player. If you're the best defensive player in the league, then it doesn't matter what position you play. You should be a first team All Defense player.
I,
So it's
I
narrative.
chalk it up to this, and I think Bill Simmons. Shout out Bill Simmons if you're watching. He
You
said
know
it
you are.
best: Jokic winning it twice, and Giannis winning it twice, and Embiid winning it once seems like an accurate depiction of the past 5 years of basketball. Who's been the best player in the regular season?
And a chip for each.
Yeah, well,
Compared
except
to,
for Embiid.
2 out of 3.
that's what I mean. Like two and a chip and one with
Yeah.
none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One last topic: Jimmy Butler's hair.
It's hilarious. This bit is getting so funny.
It's really funny.
I didn't see why did he do it?
Because every time you see a graphic of him, it's going to be that picture.
Yeah.
Like
Last year was the
last
dreads.
season was the dreads. So every time that it came up, all right, he's injured. He has a sore left knee. They have a picture of him with dreads.
I'm not one to talk about hair, but like that
We
guy's
might
hair
see it
is
in Hoops
fucking
Grid.
wild.
We could see it in Hoops Grid today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could.
Speaking of, let's get a little hoops grid action going here as we wrap up.
I'll be celebrating the first time I get the emo hair Hoops Grid.
I might just play him just for fun.
Can you see my
Yeah,
screen?
Yeah,
Just
I got
every day try to fit them in.
All right, we got the Celtics on the hoops grid tonight. In the
top
Bucks.
middle.
It's like a Drew Holiday trade special.
Rondo.
No, Jameer Nelson.
Okay. Let's just yeah. Damn, Rondo's high.
He's really high in a lot of these. People have started to figure out that he fits into like everything.
Wow, great pick.
Oh, I was gonna do Cape. I was gonna do Perkins, but that's definitely way lower.
Wait, can I tell you
No,
one
that's
that I
definitely way
think
lower.
is accurate?
Steam's met.
No.
That's even higher. Wow. But
Yeah.
People get Jameer Nelson for the Celtics. I think that's part of it. Bottom middle, Omri Caspi.
Bottom middle.
I use Casprio.
I love Omri Caspi. He was an absolute sniper.
Yeah, I use him for Kings things. I remember his Kings.
Steve is 2 for 2 on the picks.
Oh wait,
I was fucking around
we
with
can
this
go.
last
We can
week.
go back to.
Top right, Gerald Wallace.
It's a good pick. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh wait. I kind of have a hunch. No. Okay. Marquise Daniels.
Top
What
left.
about Alonzo G in the middle? I was gonna say him in the bottom, but no.
What
top
what
left,
top
yeah.
left?
There you go. Bottom right is Tony Allen good for that?
Might be. I forgot they played
Did
together.
he ever get 2 in a season?
Hi.
That one's hard. That one's tough because like there's only so many guys you can pick from.
Yeah, 2 is hard. I don't even. Also, what screws us with that, and whenever I try to do blocks with the Celtics, it always screws me up because they didn't count blocks and steals in the 60s. So like I was like, oh, but I always do like Bob Cousy for stuff, and it's not. He's not
never
even.
is.
No, they didn't count Bob Cousy's steals.
Just rifling off picks.
You can do AD. He might have done it once.
That's gonna be a high one.
No, in the bottom right.
Oh.
Wait, bottom left, go Boogie. I think he played on the Bucks team,
He
and
did. He played on the Bucks. I don't know if he played with him though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, there we go,
Just
Boogie.
want to see.
He also would have fit.
yeah, it's probably a lot that are good. There.
Do
Like,
Lakers? Do Lakers? I'll do DeMarcus Cousins for the one above that.
I said Ibaka.
yeah, Ibaka could be there for sure. And then, oh,
He never played for the.
Lakers.
did he just sign there and not play a game or something?
Maybe that was it.
Because Cody,
Did
I'm
he
with.
play
I
with?
mean,
Did he play with Drew Holiday on the Pelicans?
No.
He definitely was on the Bucks
Even
for
if he did, then he would be a higher number than Omer Caspi, I think.
2 steals per game. Do Eddie Jones for the Lakers.
Well,
That's a great one.
I know Eddie Jones is I use Eddie Jones all the time.
2 steals with Drew Holiday. That's a tough one.
I mean Rondo for sure, but
Oh, I already guessed him.
This is so high though.
Oh.
I tried him last night.
Yeah.
Oh god.
We want all golds, baby. Golds and rainbows.
Oh my God. Damn it.
What about Iggy?
Iggy's another high one.
Yeah, what about did he play with good people in the Sixers like that? Oh yeah.
Wow.
I might pull should I pull mine up just so I can rifle freaking that corner too?
Who did Drew Holiday play with before the Bucks?
The Sixers, that's what I was trying to think about. Sixers and Pelicans is the two that I
You ever play with Jimmy Butler on the Sixers? No, that was way too long.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow,
weird.
I don't even remember he played with him. He's on AI. Sixers. Who else was on the team?
He played for another team other than the Sixers, right?
Sixers, Bucks,
Pelicans.
Pelicans.
Yeah. That's what the Rondo is.
This guy's a sneaky good one.
Who?
If you could spell it, it'd be really.
His name's fucking hard to spell, all right? Cut me some slack.
I love Grievous Vasquez, baby.
Yeah, he's great.
Who was the first person we had here on the right? Oh, Tony Allen.
Yeah.
It's Tony Snow. No.
Iverson did we already try Iverson?
Yeah, he's at 14%.
Oh, okay.
I think Tony Allen might be the best one we can get on that one.
That's freaking hard. I mean, Anthony Davis obviously fits. I don't want to use him.
Obviously fits. You don't want to use him either.
No, it's too high.
Randall.
Oh, Julius Randle? I forgot he played for the Pelicans.
He was actually good there for his little stint.
If he played there, who was part of the trade?
Lonzo went with him.
Lonzo
And Ingram. Was that Ingram and Lonzo too? Did they like sell everyone for? Oh, they sold everyone for Anthony Davis.
D'Angelo Russell? You ever played
No.
I don't think so. He went to the Nets and then the Warriors and then the Nets.
Yeah. Did like Shannon Brown play on their goddamn Pelicans?
Chris Kaman?
Oh,
damn!
My boy Chris Kaman, baby.
That's insane.
Can you try Shannon there? I don't know if he played on the Bucks. They just like no.
Oh my God! Who is the white point guard the Lakers had? No, he's not white, but
Jordan Farmar.
I mean, Brooke did. Brooks a high one.
they also had Steve Blake. That's the white point guard I was thinking of.
Is Brooke Lopez a high one? He played on the Brooke. Oh, that's a good goal. 90 better than 94.
That's a good grid. Except Tony Allen's pissing me off. I don't know why I can't think of anybody else.
Yeah, can we see? Does this one not show the most popular or like the lowest?
I won't show you the lowest, I don't think.
Shows you the most popular. This row was pure perfection by Steve Crowley. It doesn't get much better than that.
A lot of rainbows.
I love my fucking Pelicans, dude. Come on.
Wait, let's try to get like a red, like a wicked purple one.
For who?
I feel like with the
pick the Drew the holiday.
I was gonna say the Drew You could just find any of his role players we could think of. Like
Chris Kaman.
Damn it.
at 4%.
Chris Kaman in the middle one, I think. In the
Spencer
middle one.
Hawes.
Didn't you guys?
No, I mean bottom middle. Bottom middle.
Oh no, he was.
No. Spencer Hawes is a good one though.
He was on. Was he on the?
Pelicans.
Yeah, was he on that?
No, I guess not.
He was on the Sixers.
Oh, Carter. What the fuck is his name?
Michael
Devon
Carter
Carter.
Williams. Oh.
What about like Evan Turner? Like what about Sixers stuff? Like Evan Turner.
No, not Devon Carter. What the fuck is his name? Javon Carter? Jay?
Oh. Yeah, I mean he was a buck.
Yeah, not that low.
Yeah.
Batum.
No, what was the guy that got knocked out by
Mirotic.
Portis?
Wait, did we use Steamsma for the Celtics? But he was on the Pelicans with Drew, I think.
Yeah,
Did you use
I
him for
guessed him
bottom
up
middle or
there.
top middle? Or both?
That was Kaman in the middle, Nelson at the top, and then yeah, so does he fit in the bottom?
I was gonna say I think he bottom middle, I think Steamsma fits too.
Yeah, you gotta clear him out of the top one before
Oh,
you can make it work though.
shit. Okay.
Just say maybe that'd be a crazy one.
Oh my God! It doesn't get much closer than that. Jesus.
That's gonna fucking drive me crazy. The 2 steals per game with Drew Holiday.
I don't know, was there like sneakiest center that did that? I don't even know.
That's what I was trying to guess. I was trying to figure out if there was like some weird depoy center. Marcus All.
Was he with
Yeah,
Camby ever?
Oh, Camby. Holy shit! Look at the neck on him.
He looks like that guy. He was like
Bottom
the,
right.
The thick neck guy.
yeah. Oh, that's funny. Alexei Sajinka. God, why can't I think of any Bucks like super deep role players? Greg Brown a third? No. Moses Brown?
Sterling Brown. Troy Brown.
Troy Brown?
Kendall Brown. We're gonna go through the Browns.
Jalen, Bruce. How about any of them?
Charlie Brown.
No, didn't they have a son? Didn't they have a son of like a Hall of Famer on the team? Something the third.
Payton. Gary Payton the third.
Was it Gary Payton? The second? No,
the second.
it was another one. It was like
He
oh
did play for
Jesus.
him, did
Fuck, I can't remember this guy's name. No, you obviously didn't. This might be no, it wouldn't make sense. Yeah. Sterling Brown? No, I already guessed it.
You guessed all the Browns.
Fuck. They had a son of a Hall of Famer. I can't remember his name.
Austin Rivers. Did Jabari Bird ever play over there? He only ever played for the Celtics.
Yeah, you might
Austin
have.
Rivers might have played with them on the Pelicans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Started with that picture too.
What about Jimmy Fredette
4.
Ooh.
for the bottom middle?
Damn it, dude. We're so close.
But you gotta have under 0.0 or
Like
0.1.
under
Norris Cole-
0.1%.
What about Norris Cole? Come on. Ah,
Dude, we're going deep in these fucking things.
I was just pulling out some of the names I just know. I just always Norris Cole is one of my favorites too.
What team did Shabazz Muhammad play for? He played for the Timberwolves. I know that.
Did Milos Teodosic ever play for the Pelicans?
Ojimaro did play for the Bucks, but too early, I think.
The only ones that I've seen that are purple are like 90s role players.
Yeah.
60s role players that played for one team and had like 8 rebounds a game for him or something.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's like I don't even know who the fuck half those people are. They're just fake people to me.
Chubby
They-
cock.
They like went to war in between seasons and stuff. There was a guy in 2K that I was using that like, but in his career he like played in World War II, like, or no, not World. No, not World War II. That's way too early. It was like it was later on, but it might have been Vietnam or something. But yeah, it was almost like Ted Williams where he was like a beast in the league and was like, sorry, I gotta go, guys, and then just came back. Like, I'm back. I'm back from war. You're better than ever.
Try Kadeem Allen for Lakers Bucks, or for Bucks teammate Kadeem Allen.
Bucks. Okay, Kadeem Allen.
Wish we had a better Kareem picture.
Yeah, like one from his
Played with
playing
Drew
days.
somewhere.
Yeah.
This one's a wild one. He always sort of is like around. No, damn it. Oh my God, who is the guy who got paid like a huge contract for the Pelicans? He's like a power forward.
Not Ryan Anderson.
No, he's a black dude. Fuck.
No, that doesn't tear it down at all, man.
It's one of the it's not even, not Ryan. It's basically not Ryan Anderson.
That's the 99% of the league.
Jonas Valanciunas.
I said a black dude. You fucking dumbass. No, it's like he got paid like a super huge contract for like no reason in like in the middle 2010s.
Jones?
No.
I think he fits.
Who is it?
I think he still fits there.
Who?
Bottom middle, Terrence Jones.
Oh my God, we're so close, dude.
That's annoying.
That's nuts.
I doubt Tyreek's less than that. Tyreek Evans.
Rookie of the year? I don't think so.
What the hell? Now I get mad when I get goals.
Tyreek Evans, far right.
Did he average that?
He might have.
He could have.
He was a beast.
Oh,
OJ Mayo for far right. I don't know if he ever played defense like that.
it's like I was trying to like think through it, and it's like how hardest. I feel like not many people get 2 steals a game.
No, it's very niche.
You either like a specific, like a star, or like
Yeah.
a super role type of role player like Trevor Ariza. Fuck, man. If I could think of this guy's name, I feel like that would be the correct one. This isn't him, but
They're really good at getting these fucking rainbows. And Avery Bradley for Lakers, 2 steals a game, maybe. Wow.
this is hard, man.
Yeah, it's hard when you try and get something that's less than 0.1%. Yeah. Just to fill out the grid was not that difficult.
No, we scored better than 92%.
Did Eric Bledsoe get 2
Do
steals?
what?
No, he didn't. He tried him last time.
Yeah, I did. I did try him last time.
There's just too many guesses, but I'm just losing track now.
All right, I'm just gonna look up the name, the other person that I forgot. Anyways, how do you guys feel about the Patriots season?
That's over already.
Nah, I think this week will be the decider.
Who we got this week?
The Saints,
Are they good this year?
they're feisty, but their quarterback's hurt.
Jameis time, right?
No, he played last week, but not well.
Well, I mean, if you look at our season, the only team that we've beaten has the worst quarterback in the league. So
Is he the worst quarterback in the league? I don't know, especially not after last week. Might be a new sheriff in town.
Corporal Jones, you think?
Nah, he's not the worst quarterback in the league. But I tell you what, Zach, what's his face there? He had a pretty competent game against the Chiefs. They probably should have won that game.
yeah, you got played. Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes, first time ever since like college, and the other quarterback outplayed
Hey, why don't
Mahomes.
you put in Gal Meckel? I bet you we'll get a good one for that one.
I don't even know who the fuck that is. Where? Where do I put him?
Right there.
Gal Meckel? All right, you cheated. Oh my god, that's insane. I've never even heard that guy.
Okay, it's not happening, man.
Gal Meckel.
It's happening.
Holy crap.
Nate Walters.
Who the fuck is that?
No, I want to find the guy. I want to find the guy I was talking about that got
Great memories,
super paid.
dude.
Well, I'm not really. I'm cheating. We're looking at the
I know,
Pelican
I know.
with him on it.
I know.
Where's this goddamn guy's name? I'll know once I see it.
Cal Meckel, Langston Galloway.
That's insane. Solomon Hill. That's the guy. He got super paid.
John Simmons. How about him for the middle?
Let's just toss him in to see what's good with that. No, well. All right, folks. That's it. I'm wrapping it up.
Now we'll go back to that real quick. I want to see. Go back to the 2014 team.
Tim Frazier.
Let's try Nate Walters.
What?
Apparently that doesn't count. Okay. Maybe he just didn't play. Jeff Withey.
Where's Drew? I don't see Drew on here.
Right there, number 11. Under
Oh.
Try after that. Try Orlando Johnson.
I want Jeff Withey next, though.
Oh,
That's what we had to come up with to get a purple.
Or I don't know who that is. I just looked up one of the teams. I just looked at the worst
No
player.
idea.
Gal Meckel was a bigger choice than Orlando Johnson, apparently.
Gal Meckel, that's insane.
I know.
What about Jeff Withey though? Does he go hard like that?
Not quite as hard.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm gridded out.
Me too. Me too. Good pod, folks. Good pod.
Yeah, we got lost in the.
Any final parting words? We should probably do another one weekly now that we're coming up on the season.
Yeah, I'm in.
Well, I tell you what, we're gonna do one more draft. We definitely gotta do one more Celtics draft.
Don't do no more surprise top fives because we're gonna get some really shitty answers out of me.
I mean, listen, I don't think you can go
Johnson's
wrong.
Gonna be my top 5 on my next fucking draft.
Steve, your top 5 players is Jokic, Giannis, Steph, Luka, and Tatum. Every single one of those guys except for one has been in the finals the past 2 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys
3
also
years.
you guys had the past 3 MVPs, and I didn't have them on there.
That was just the Celtics versus Philly, and yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to put Tatum at number 1, but
Yeah, why don't you like Embiid?
no, I don't hate Embiid. I think Embiid's really great, but when you're offense is predicated on foul baiting, you're not going to succeed in the playoffs because the refs are not going to give you fouls. That's why Harden has never won anything in the playoffs. That's why Embiid has never won anything in the playoffs.
I don't think that's completely and wholly invalid. To say his game is predicated on getting fouls, I
He
don't
went to the
know.
line, I think,
He
like
leads
11
the
times.
league in scoring.
He went to the line like 11 or 12 times a game last year, shooting 80% from the line. That's
Yeah, but Tatum went 10 times to the line. He averaged 10 free throw attempts a game, too.
yeah.
I
Well,
wouldn't say his
Tatum,
game's predicated on fouls.
if Tatum was the only guy on the team, he'd be getting the line a lot more than 10 times a game without.
That's just how the NBA is. I can't hold that against him.
No, I can't. It works. It gets you to the playoffs, gets you all the way to the second round every year.
Get you an MVP.
Yeah. Second best player in the league getting the MVP. We love that.
This is my kind of discourse right here.
I can't get Jacob too fired up. He won't go to bed tonight.
Yeah, that was yeah.
I mean, they can't
I'm
imagine a
sitting
worse
back.
offseason. They've had an awful offseason.
Yeah, you can look at the fucking look at the Heat.
Yeah, at least they have something to hang their hat on. They were in the they shouldn't have been in the finals, and they went last year.
How about the Rockets?
They're doing the
Actually,
opposite.
I like the Rockets offseason. They have
I
a
mean,
good coach, and they they have veteran leadership.
you hired a. Well, we can talk about that another time. We won't get into that.
What, a guy who had sex with somebody who
They're
shouldn't
not
have
the
had
Hornets.
sex?
The Hornets are the most bad team right now.
Yeah, the Hornets are falling apart. Fucking the Rockets are having.
Oh my god, we didn't even talk about that. Just real quick, Kai Jones, like what the fuck? The
He's been on
Hornets.
Molly, I think, for weeks.
He's either on Molly or he's having a breakdown, and somebody needs to help that kid.
Yeah, he is away from the team though. So if it is,
This
in
is
all
bad.
seriousness, despite the copious amounts of sweating and the tweaking out online and the crazy dance moves, you do hope he figures it out because
He seemed good last year, honestly.
See a young kid lose it like that too.
he's 21, 22. Like, geez, man, that's
But he's God. He'll tell you he's God.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's been like drawing all over his walls in his house and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
That
that
shit's
when I saw
horrifying.
that, I was like, okay. Drawing on the walls in your house is kind of not insane person behavior.
yeah, and it's not even like one of those cool rich person walls where it's like actually Banksy painted this wall. This wall is worth $250 million. Actually, it's just like him drawing in Sharpie on his wall, like a smiley.
Yeah, like hearts and stuff before he
Yeah.
before he dances on camera.
Yeah.
Crazy
But James Bootnight getting DUIs,
night of fucking DUI every other week.
Bridges.
Coming back, but not coming back.
No, he's back.
They're sponsored by Mr. Beast.
They're not playing him though. I don't think. I think that they suspended them themselves.
For like 5 games.
So bad. I can't get all fired up on this shit.
The Mr. Beast sponsorship too just adds like so much comedy to the situation.
Not to mention Jordan sold the team. Like it's like the Hornets are it's all bad for them.
They're gonna turn back to the Bobcats in the next couple of years just so they can forget about this.
That's how they tank.
At least the Bobcats were just
Turn to the Bobcats.
bad people.
Thank God he made me a Celtics fan, folks. All right, we'll cut it here.
Okay.
I've been Cody. That's been Jacob. Follow him on the Pierce post up. I'm sorry.
I just tweeted anyway, but
And we do have some things in the works here, and I do want to go ahead with that. Some stuff we talked about on the group chat. So stay tuned, folks. We got some things coming up on the Pierce post up on this Banner Report podcast, and great things looking ahead to the Celtics season. That's all from us. Have a happy Tuesday night, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Okay.